How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the post-show live stream. How's it going? Music was not working. I have no clue what the heck is going on. I've got a whole new setup happening over here, and after last week's Finasco, I did a full stream setup. OBS is messing up with me every time I use it. So that's fun stuff. But okay, we're gonna get going here. Music or not, let me know if you hear this. Did anyone hear that? Oh, come on. Okay, what the heck is going on here? Oh, boo. Gosh darn it. None of the... you can hear me, I know this is going, and I'm seeing all of that. But I had everything working perfectly before the thing was going, and now it's... now nothing else is working. Let me get it started. But for now, okay, I was going to do a whole little thing, but now we're not going to do it, so now we're just going to set up this. Man, that sucks. Such a thing going for the streams here. And I tested it earlier today, and it was working perfectly. But, okay, so we are going to still continue on regardless. I'm going to try to maybe figure out this audio stuff, because there is some audio that I want to use for the live stream tonight, because I want to talk about the show, I want to talk about the episode we just watched, but I also want to talk a little bit about sleuthing and some of the theories, like the big questions that we've got going on for the season. So, and there is one audio clip that I want to use. So I hope that works. Oh gosh, oh boy, this OBS is so fun. It is so fun with the new setup. But okay, so first and foremost, before we get into anything, we gotta talk about the rules. And if you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this Tuesday before 4 p.m. EST, which is when I usually try to get out my recap video, this is not going to be a recap. We're just going to be talking live, off the cuff, about the episode that we just saw air, on the East Coast at least. And the recap video is going to be out momentarily. But for now, for the rules, number one, please no posting any blatant spoilers in the chat. Of course, anything that comes from an official account, anything from an official producer or whatever, totally fine. Anything that is sleuthed out as well, also fine. Number two, I'm going to do my best to answer any questions in the chat as I see them. Sometimes chat goes fast. And of course, if there are any super chats, I'll answer those. They're going to get priority. Spamming, the typical breaking of YouTube policy is going to get banned. And last but not least, be kind to each other, everybody. So, let's talk about this latest episode. And everything that went down. And on the side, I'm going to try to see if I can get some of the audio stuff to work. It's such a shame, because I've got all these really nice soundboard clips ready to go that were working perfectly not too long ago. But not working now. So first and foremost, John, thank you for the super chat. Kind of really liked how she just sent Cody home immediately and knew exactly what she was, what she wanted. Very refreshing. I like it too. I feel like that's what I would want to do. Sometimes I guess, I don't know, production gets in the way. You don't know how it's going to be. If they, that typical producer pick that always seems to happen. But they seemed cool with letting Cody go immediately. and ending the drama there. Maybe they saw that Carl was this, epicenter of drama, and that would be enough. And Katie was like, "We're just ending things." I know. There are rumors that have gone around about Cody. So as the episode was airing, Robert Mills, the EVP of unscripted television at Walt Disney, so he's basically the person who's in charge of this show, kind of, or he leads that department at Disney and ABC. Retweeted a tweet, because I follow Robert Mills on Twitter, about Cody. Like a rumor was started on Reddit that Cody was a part of the January 6th insurrection, and I retweeted that, and I then deleted it because I know nothing about this rumor, and it's a rumor, so I didn't want to, I don't know, I felt weird about it, but I thought it was, it's kind of crazy that the EVP of unscripted television at Walt Disney retweeted that. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but certainly I think if that was something they had found out, he would be, sent out of there right away, and they would not be trying to, draw out that storyline. And again, I don't want to, perpetuate that, because I don't know anything about this. I don't know where this rumor came from. I don't know. The first I ever saw of it was, it being retweeted by Robert Mills. So I don't want to say anything as if it's a fact. But the whole Cody stuff swept out of there quickly. I like when the we're still getting drama too, right? It's not like doing that has caused the drama and the the man on man broke Chacho v broke Chacho stuff to stop. We're still getting that, so I'm happy about that. And Asia, thank you so much again for your support and the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Something is off about Carl. What did you think about what Aaron said about Cody? I just didn't like that Carl didn't give any details to Katie about the drama in the house. Yeah, I know. I agree. Something is off about Carl. And, we see this time and time again. Carl's not going to go anywhere. He is, he's going to be in his man drama mode, and that might last 2 episodes more, might last 1 episode more, might last, 3, 4, but he's not gonna go further than that. 4 is very generous, and I with the Aaron and Cody stuff. I don't trust anything. I think most people in the channel know how I view when anyone talks about another dude, regardless of the scenario, one-on-one with the lead. I don't think favorably of that in any situation. Maybe a few, if it's really, really necessary. It was necessary with Katie last season. So I don't feel strongly about either of them, and I don't know the beef between the two, other than apparently they knew each other from back home. Maybe did I miss something on the show? But all 3 of that group, you don't have to worry about any of them. They are all going home. If any of them actually made it far, you'd be seeing a much different edit from those guys. So don't worry. It's not about when they're going home. It's about how long until they do go home. And I am not Nicole, just because I wasn't here last week, but also if Carl wanted Katie to suffocate, he's succeeding already. Woof. Thank you so much. Welcome back. I'm not Nicole. Another regular. So glad to see you. Nothing strong coming out of the Carl section of the show this week. But again, you see it in the previews. You see this guy, he's doing his like, you know, fist punching thing. You don't see anything other than that from him. One thing though I did notice on the in the preview that they showed at the end there, with Carl, remember that soundbite from the previews of him saying, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for followers." That we talked about as sounding really edited. Well, we saw a different version of that in the preview. This past preview, where he said something a little bit more. I guess it sounded more like what someone would actually say on live TV. I can't remember what it was exactly. Definitely edited. But either way, even though we saw him say, you know, that allegedly in the previews, even though it was edited together, it tells you what the Bachelor people want you to feel about this guy. That, you know, he's going to be the cause of a lot of drama and not worth investing, you know, romantically into, because he's going to eventually get eliminated. So, not surprised there. Even though it was edited, you still learn about the guy. And Kaleidosaurus X, thank you so much for the support and the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Episode 2 and already not ending with a... That is so true. That signals to me for sure they needed to stretch the season, aka it ends early, aka no happy ending. I started the episode kind of hopeful. And I'll tell you why about a happy ending. My theory is that we've spent a lot more time in this episode on like emotional vulnerability and kind of positive romantic connections. Like you know, the Mike Virgin stuff could have been spinned way differently. The whole Greg date, they had a lot more time getting to know some of the more intimate details about him, and especially Katie. We learned a lot about Katie, more so than like ever in Matt's season this episode, and it made me wonder if the reason why they're investing into Katie's story and caring for Katie, caring for Greg and some of the other guys, is because they know that the season's going to end with a happy ending. That I guess that's my hope. But of course, you know, the track record for the last little bit is a bit iffy. Better for the Bachelorette. But we also have that preview footage of Greg and Katie. You know, looks like they have a big bad breakup. So we'll see, you know, with Greg being such a front runner, and if that's how it goes down, you know, is that going to be a show ender right there, regardless of at what point in the season it is? Are they at final 3? Are they at final 2? Are they at final, 4? Don't think it's final 4, but will that end the show? And Anna, leave it. Thank you as well for the super chat. Thoughts on Aaron? Katie seems to trust him, but I think something's off. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Not with the edit that he's gotten. Not with the focusing on the drama in their one-on-one. The way they shape him, I do not trust it. He might be, for all we know, in the right in the Cody beef. But regardless, he's not going to last. Otherwise they'd be really framing him in a different way. He gets too caught up in everything. So, I don't know. And yeah, I guess I wish I knew more about their like the details of their beef, and then I might be able to, say that maybe he has a turnaround if he's so in the right and Cody's so in the wrong. But I don't have any excitement for either of them in terms of making it far or investing in them as relationships that I want to root for in this season. So I guess that's my Aaron opinion right now. Of course, that can change. That can really change. And to see you again. Thank you so much. I feel like Katie already has a strong connection with Greg and Andrew S. Yes, Greg and Andrew S. Huge edits this episode. Andrew S. had that whole section. It was like really, really well edited for him. Because if you remember in my last recap video, I talked about this sort of like palate cleanser that happened in that episode. There was like a goofy part, and then they kind of went, okay, we want you to like switch gears, and now that you've had that, we're gonna give you, I think it was before Greg. They wanted like a palate cleanser before Greg. We got the same thing with Andrew this episode, where it was kind of like drama heavy, and then it was, well, I'm here for the right reasons, and then it was the whole Andrew S. thing, and if Andrew S. was someone who didn't have an impact on the season in some way, at the very least, like, we're talking top 6 or something like that, or has a, strong romance over the next few episodes, why would they include that? Why would they give him so much airtime right there, He has such a strong moment in this episode that's not necessary. If he wasn't a big player in the game, if he were, to kind of peter out midway through the season and not have an impact on the end game of this season with Katie, why include that heavy footage of him? Unless he's someone who makes it further and is one of the, main romantic connections that Katie has. So, absolutely, Andrew S. one of those guys, and we'll talk about a couple of other guys coming up. A couple of other, I'm gonna get there with some sort of little bonus sleuthing stuff that we're gonna. I want to start doing more in these live streams. Talk a little bit about the season. Come in here. We're gonna go into some bonus sleuthing stuff apart from just the preview breakdown. So we'll get into that in a bit. And Bear Vlogs, thank you for the support. Really appreciate it for the super chat. Thank you so much. And I think I've caught up with the super chats here. I think I've caught up. Thank you everyone who's super chatted. So yeah, let me know. Before we get into a little bit of that sleuthing stuff, let me know if you can hear this. My thing is showing that it's not working. Yeah. I have no clue why. That is so frustrating. Why that is not working. Because today I was like, I'm not having any of that, that trouble again. I'm testing it. I'm recording it. I'm sending it out, privately. And all of a sudden, boom, nothing. Boom, nothing. That is so annoying. Gosh. No idea why. Let me see. Let me see if. Let me try it one more time. Nope, not working. Not showing any sign of. Not showing any sign of. Nope, nothing again. Frustration. So this is just part of the sleuthing part, because I want to talk about this section right here, where Katie is saying our time is cut short in terms of preview, and I really wish you could hear it. Maybe I'll talk about it in the preview breakdown, because I honestly don't know how to fix this because this is working perfectly before, and I'd really tested it out. But one of my main questions is, who is this guy with Katie here? Because in this section she says our time has been cut short, something along that lines. Like our time ended before it was ready, and so whoever this guy is someone who's leaving early, right? There's a couple of other ones that I want to talk about too. Like, who is this guy? Where she's talking to him and saying, "You say the things that, like you're saying just the things that I want to hear, and I don't trust that." And before we had seen this photo of Thomas, and it looks like the same kind of outfit. Looks kind of like the same kind of, pink shoulder pad there for his jacket, and it absolutely looks like the hair of Thomas, right? But the thing that I had seen before in the previews was that Thomas in that jacket we saw tonight. We saw tonight him wearing the same jacket, and it's that same jacket where he's like, doing this, and they're kissing and all that sort of stuff. And then I noticed that Katie here, red lipstick, and take a look at the shoulder strap, same red lipstick, same shoulder strap here, and this guy who looks like Blake, right? And I mentioned this theory, not saying that this was going to happen, but that it might be a theory that, maybe Blake had shaved and that this was him. I'm starting to feel like it is back to Thomas. That's just Thomas again, and maybe a pinker jacket or the same jacket or something like that. I am starting to feel that bit. But maybe he's just an outfit repeater. I don't like those outfit repeaters. I base so much on people's outfits being different. Ooh, don't you dare repeat an outfit. I'm starting to feel like I'm coming back to this is Thomas. I think it's just too much of the outline of the hair and everything looks too much. But going back to this one, and I noticed a lot of people in the chat were saying this. Who this guy right here? Who could this be? Michael. Michael sounds like a guy that could be leaving early. Maybe for his kid. We've seen the shot of him getting kind of injured before. Maybe that has something to do with it. I also, we've seen in the previews that Michael, he's on next week's one-on-one, right? And that one-on-one is the only one-on-one footage we've seen of Michael. They show it in very different shots, very, varying footage of him where they're like, clinking champagne glasses, where they're, like in that Jeep or whatever it is, that off-roader, and it kind of makes it feel like Michael's on maybe more than one-on-one, but he's not. He's not at all. It's the same date. So, although Michael maybe could seem like someone who slots into that top 6, possibly even a top 4, doesn't look like it based on the amount of footage he got. So, maybe, even though he's someone Katie likes, he has to leave early for some reason. And even this shot here, they're not the same shot, maybe they are, same kind of jacket, something like that. But it's the hair that gets me, because not many other men on the season have the same kind of hair outline and complexion and everything. That would also be someone who affects Katie in this way. someone that Katie might like, but has to leave early for whatever reason. Or, maybe it's as simple as Michael going, like, I really need to know for sure if this person is going to be, a mother for my kid, and I'm just not feeling that, in a big way. So it could, I think, and someone said I think it could be Connor B. I thought about that as well, because Connor B, again, seems like someone who heavily invested with Katie. He's getting a lot of screen time right now. This episode, he got some early screen time with Katie. Nowhere in the previews. He's in a couple of shots, but no one-on-one shots. He's in a kissing shot that looks like it's from just randomly anywhere, and he's in a nothing. So I don't even know if he gets a one-on-one this season. But the hair, I think Connor's is a little bit more blonde. It could be him, but my theory, Michael here and Thomas here. I'm thinking. Could be wrong. Those are some of the early questions. And I also have another theory. Well, it's actually not my theory. And it's about the Greg stuff. Lighting can make blonde hair look darker. That's true. But I'm just kind of going off of, what I think are the odds here. And I think it's just more likely Michael. I don't know, it's making sense to me right now. But yeah, and we were wrong about things. Like I was wrong about the timing of the green dress. When we saw the photo of them all clinking, I counted the glasses, and I missed a couple glasses, but still that was like 10. I think the count was when someone broke down the full clip, it was like 10 glasses, and I thought it was 8. But obviously a lot more, and that's something that we didn't even see this episode because, again, no rose ceremony this episode. So things we can get wrong, but the Greg stuff. I'll take it back to the slide. If you saw my preview breakdown, it's pretty apparent that Katie's really upset. She says, "I'm losing you. I'm losing my mind," and she's talking to Greg because we have both of them upset, both of them in the same location. And I have a theory, and I'm debating on if I even want to include it in the preview breakdown, or if I want to make a separate video actually on just this theory, because it's actually not my theory at the base of it. It's someone commented this, and it kind of just grabbed my attention, and it has to do with the Greg in the rain shot, and I've called it the notebook shot, but someone else said it's not the Notebook, it's from a different movie. And it caught my attention mostly because, like, it made a lot of sense, and the Bachelor people, the people who create the show, love cinematic moments, and they love referencing cinema. We saw it with The Graduate in Claire's season. We saw it with James Bond in Matt James' season. And I won't give you the full details quite now, but I'm either going to include it in Wednesday's preview breakdown or in a separate video. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Because the outlying theory of it, I don't know if I buy. Because I don't know if the what happens at the end. It changes the Greg narrative quite a bit. So I don't quite buy that, but we'll see. I'm either gonna do it on Wednesday, so you're tearing me apart. It just here's the no, I'm not gonna say it yet, but just think of this season, think of Katie, and think of that in the rain shot. There's a lot. I don't have all the images either, so. But it needs. I feel like to truly get the point across, and the way this theory feels like it could be something, but it's far-fetched. It needs the full picture. It needs the point-to-point reference. If you want to go look in the previews for the section where Katie, she says something, oh gosh, I can't even remember it, where she's like, I am falling in love with you. It's one of those shots, and she's got black earrings, and it's close up on her face. It involves that moment too. It's one of those shots where it's from the end of the season at some point, where she's like my life is the best with you, or something like that. Okay. I'm gonna. You'll definitely be hearing the full details. It all depends on my timeline for the week, if I feel like I can fit in another video. But I do feel like it kind of needs to be separate from the regular preview breakdown. Because realistically, I don't know. I don't buy the end game theory of it. Don't know if it's going to be actually true. Could easily be disproved. But regardless, we've seen one Greg. We've seen one Greg one-on-one. We know there's at least a couple more based on the previews. And so Greg is, regardless of what you think, an endgame guy. And has there ever been producers are gonna have a hit out on me. Has there ever been a first impression rose recipient who then got the first one-on-one? I'm sure perhaps down the line there has been, but in recent years, has there been first impression rose then first one-on-one of the season? Colton season? No, because Colton season, Hannah Brown, didn't she get the first one-on-one? And it was Hannah G who got the different Hannah, who because the first one-on-one of that season was that horribly awkward hot tub date where she did the toast that was it's incredibly uncommon, because I guess the concept is you give the first impression rose out, and then you don't want to mess with the guys' minds by focusing all on one dude. He got the honor of the first impression rose, and then it was on her birthday, and then continue with the guy. You want to test the waters out with different people. So that's unusual. So maybe there's a I think producers usually give the first date to someone that got good edits, but not the first impression. Yeah, usually there's got to be a narrative there, right? And I saw someone saying Greg acting school. I'm always so when this sort of tea about people, even the Jed stuff, and they're a musician or they're here as a platform. I'm always a little tentative about that, because I think everyone is on the show for a platform, right? And I will defend, like, who's it in the previews that says something like, have you thought about being the Bachelor? Yeah, I've thought about being the Bachelor. Like, in the previews, it was like Carl or Aaron or something like that. Everyone has. You know, everyone's thinking, like, this is going to be great for my business. This is going to be great. Maybe I'll start an Instagram account. And, even if I don't fall in love here, I'll get, some following, or I'll, be able to shill some Bath and Body products. I don't blame anyone for having that thought. I would have that thought. I would think, you know what? The consolation prize for getting my heart broken, or for, coming on and it being like nothing, no connection, is that, I might be able to have a little platform. It's the people who are, like, completely uninvested and just, like, there for the platform only. That's tough. So I don't know. Too early for the Greg stuff for me with that. But and that came up, I think, again in Redacted season, where who was it? Kaylin and someone else, they were talking about that, apparently, allegedly. Cassie, I think. It's like, of course. Come on, be real. First impression was used to mean you auto got the first one-on-one? Yeah. It's been a while since that. Or, well... It's not common now. So, yeah, what about the green dress? It's so early. I know. We're gonna, like, now we have to dish out, like, all that footage. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can mark down and use for, like, oh, okay, this guy's gonna, make it this week. This guy's gonna not make it because they're lasting X however many times until we get to that one bit of footage that we've seen in the previews a bunch of times. Then it happens early. So, but at the base of it, that kind of stuff we can only use for, like, who's going home this week? Well, it's not going to be Hunter because we've seen Hunter in the, football or whatever sports date scrum. We see him in the background jumping up and doing all that. But we also know that Hunter's going to go at some point, right? Hunter's going to go at some point. He's no single iota of one-on-one footage in the previews. So Hunter's going to go at some point. So does it last? Or does it mean something incredibly important for the ending stuff, the final four? Not really. The presence of 4 men in particular outshines everything. And LA Broad 72, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you have any theories as to when we see Blake? I feel like I'm going to say episode 4. Episode 4. I think anything longer than that, I don't know. I don't remember it being involved in any part of the preview at the end of this episode. I feel like when Blake comes, he's going to have a big section in the preview. I might be wrong about that. I might have missed it. But I feel like there's going to be an introduction of, like, next week, and they show him whatever he does with the Say Anything, moment with the, boombox or whatever he has there, the teeny boombox. We'll know the week before he shows up, I would imagine, because they've already revealed it. They've already teased it in the season preview and before that too. So I don't know if it's going to happen next week. It might, but I would imagine they do a little like a thing with it, and they didn't do that this preview, I don't think. So 4 seems like a good number, because that's also when Michelle and the whole group of new women came in for Matt James' season, episode 4. Michelle lasted to the end, so it's an area that could provide Blake some hope. He's not doing a Heather Martin and coming in, right before the rose ceremony, before things get down to 10, and then after that it's hometowns. It's going to be like a little bit early enough on that something can establish and then actually grow into a relationship, I guess. But I would imagine the farther and farther it gets, the less likely it is for Blake to actually make it. But we've seen Blake. We've seen Blake a bunch in the previews. I mean, like, this is for sure Blake. He's got the perfect hairdo and everything. Doesn't match up to any of the other guys, in my opinion. So we'll see. But let me tell you, Blake missing out on the, on the first group date. So it seems like a group date he would have thrived on. But how do I feel about Blake coming on? I don't feel particularly amazing. I was never a huge Blake stan, I guess, on Tayshia's season. I guess he kind of was just a little bit there, and then when he got got near to the end, and then Tayshia sent him home, and Tayshia was crying, sending him home. It was right before hometowns. It was kind of like, what? Probably because he got a weird edit. He kind of got invested into Claire, and then it was like. So I never really grew to like or care for Blake. Maybe that'll change now. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up, but nothing against Blake necessarily. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Blake. But I'm not particularly a fan of the idea that because Blake made the penis sculpture, he'd be perfect for this season. It's like, come on. Ha ha ha, the sex positive and the sex stuff and the vibrator and the sculpture, But, maybe they have other things in common. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe when he arrives, it's just like that. We'll see. And Kaleidosaurus, thank you for the super chat. Am I misremembering, or was there some off-season flirting between Katie and Blake over Instagram? I wonder how much that will impact things. I didn't want to say anything because I felt like I had heard that, but I don't know, and I haven't seen it, and I don't want to say there was flirting off season when I actually have no clue. I feel like I heard that somewhere. Maybe I read a comment on the channel or here or something like that, so I don't know for sure. So I don't want to say yes. But now that you're saying that, it kind of remember. So maybe that's another thing, that there was some off-season conversations. It seems appropriate. It's like a Nick situation. There were off-season conversations between Nick and Caitlin Bristow, so that could be the case. And if that were the case, that would be much better for Blake, because as opposed to Heather Martin, there wasn't really a conversation going on. It was more of a my friend Hannah said we'd be a perfect match, so I'm here. Whereas with like Nick and Caitlyn, it was more like, okay. And if there's another scenario like that going on, maybe there is something happened. But remember, Nick did not win that season. So he made it far, did not win. So the track record for people who show up on a season is not entirely amazing, especially in recent years. So yeah, and I did see the thing. Someone forwarded me on Twitter that Katie was wearing a bracelet during the group date, the last group date there. The same kind of bracelet that Greg was wearing on their one-on-one. It's one of those things where like there's that small bit of it might not be the same bracelet, but you're kind of also like, come on, that's a little too rich, especially with like how Greg focused this season has been so far, and in the previews, like just Greg. So Greg is giving away a lot of jewelry. So that was interesting. A lot of bracelet sleuthing going on this season, but that's fun. Please don't ruin the bracelet. So yeah, and it makes me think of because we were just talking about Caitlyn and Nick, and there was that thing that they had where Caitlyn gave like a private signal to Nick or something. It was on the Bachelor GOAT special too. They talked about this when they covered Caitlyn's season, I believe, where she was on like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, and she did like a special signal for him at home. It makes me think of like that would like that's like, is that what she's doing right there, wearing the bracelet during that date for Greg? I don't know. It also could be a complete coincidence, but it's fun to analyze. So please go on the circle. Okay, let me talk the Circle Canada, and how about this? I will catfish. I will catfish as someone from the Bachelor franchise. That'll be my gimmick. Catfish as Queen Victoria. And I'll stay like, you guys are a bunch of gestures. And they'll go, it has to be Victoria. It has to be. And I will be like, hey, I like you. You and me, we go together like vinegar and oil. And then win. There we go. Get me in contact with the Circle people right now. I'm in. Are you the same guy? Your voice is different. No, this is an actor I hire. And I'm actually, like, you can see this is a green screen. I'm actually like the Wizard of Oz. I'm behind it. And this is taking a lot of practice. No, yeah. I promise you, I am the same guy. I promise. And Kalinosaurus, thank you. I will name my next dog Bachelor Fan Take if you can make that a reality. And alright. Someone someone's gotta know someone from the I don't know why I went like this as if I was contacting someone. But talk to the Circle people. I do also really enjoy The Circle. I watched the latest season. Really like it. I did one video on it. That was kind of, when we took the big break in between PP season and Claire's season. And that watching a bunch of those seasons got me through some time there. So, where in Canada are you from? Ontario. I'm from Ontario. Yay, Canada. Where in Ontario? Not saying. Not. Sleuth it out. But okay, let's get into that time. We are coming to the end of the stream. What street? where we are going to wrap things up. So, you know the usual deal. Got to get up bright and early to edit another video. So, get your last questions out there. Who do you think will survive this rose ceremony? There are a lot of... Here, let me get my, cast cheat sheet up going here. Maybe I can even, get it going like this. All right, we're going advanced. Boom. Let's looky here. We got all these guys going. So, and Aaron, possibly. See, you just go through and you talk about the guys who are no screen time, right? I think is Andrew M even in this show still? I think he maybe is. So that's a possible go. Obviously Andrew S. These two guys are gone. Brendan's staying for sure. Christian's staying for sure because we've seen him. We've seen him in the previous talking about Katie needs to know about this guy. Cody's gone now. Connor B is staying for sure. Connor C. Did you know there was a Connor C? He had one scene with John, two guys, no screen time basically. And then you start getting it David. I think David's still there. If you're talking about a guy and going, I think they're still there, then they're up for elimination. Garrett, is he still there? Yeah, he's still there. Up for elimination. Hunter, no, staying. James, staying. We've seen him a little bit. Gone. John, up for elimination. But I'd say John versus Connor C. John gets a few more side interviews, so maybe that'll give him the edge. Maybe Josh got a little bit of screen time. Maybe an edge above Connor C. Justin obviously staying. Carl, he's gonna stay around for the drama. Kyle got a little bit. Maybe he'll stay. I think both those guys are gone. Staying. Courtney's dropped off after that initial thing, but probably a stay. So, initial reactions just right off of that are, is Andrew still here? Is this guy still here? I don't know. I feel like I saw on a cast list that he was. I have no clue. I recap the show. I recap the show. I don't know if Andrew's still here, so that should tell you something. But my initial vibe, Connor C is is maybe someone who's on the outs. So much of what I try to do is just you just strike off who's got no screen time. See who's left. Okay, this guy maybe has a little more screen time, so maybe he'll last another episode. But of course, all of this I'm going to break down in the preview breakdown. See who are guys that are susceptible to elimination, because right now I'm just kind of going off memory and screen time, but in the preview breakdown we're gonna look at like other preview shots where we know people are around. We know Hunter is around because we see him in that sports date. So we know he's lasting another rose ceremony. And that this also has me thinking about something. Before we go, originally I had sent out something, and I'm gonna do another maybe blast on YouTube about this. I had a 125K sub goal talking about Chris Harrison's book, and I ordered that book, and that was like January of this last year. So I still haven't read the book, and I don't think I'm going to do a video on it. But I have another idea, and let me know what you think about it. There is a Bachelor game for the Wii from forever ago. And I was thinking of maybe instead doing a live stream and maybe a video playing the game as a bonus. See if we can win. I think like one of the Bachelors on it is like Jason Mesnick or something like that. Like, and then you can choose like 4 scenarios or something. I'm probably like hyping it up more than it deserves to be hyped up, but I think that might be a fun change, because obviously we've passed 125K now. That might be a fun change. But all right, so I'm working to get that set up. Getting a Wii game streamed, not as simple as like any other game right now. But I think that could be fun. So I'm working on figuring that out instead. And once I for sure figure that out, I'm gonna make a blast about it. We're gonna have a little bonus stream, maybe a bonus video if there's some good stuff, and that'll be that. But all right, that is the end of the stream. Thank you all for joining. Have a great night, everybody, and until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out. I forgot again to make a closing graphic. So, there you go. There you go, everybody. See y'all tomorrow for the recap.